Hi, this is special. Uh, we have a gentleman here who, when I first saw his picture, I kind of tied you in with somebody who I thought you looked like, and then it was only till later when I realized the link. What is your name for the people who think they know you, or the people who don't know you? Exactly, what is your name?
Stephen the Genius McGregor from the Big Ship. From here, the Big Ship, you know the rest.
Big Ship as in Freddie McGregor, right?
Yeah, Big Ship as in sailing.
All right. You've come, I would say, so fast, so quickly, but you know, hearing some of your interviews, you've said that you've actually been coming through this in a long process in regards to your training, your discipline, and everything else. What was your first recording that you remember that you took control of yourself?
The first recording is probably with my brother Chino. I mean, that was when we were all in the experimental stages of our careers. I mean, when I just started to try to compose beats and stuff. Actually, Chino started making beats before me.
Right.
So we started that experiment style. I remember when I built the first track, I was super excited about it. Call everybody like, yo, I built this crazy rhythm man in the drum machine, and I never know how to save the tracks. So by the time I get back in the studio,
you switch off?
Press play and nothing was there, and it was like everybody was just like waiting and looking around like, okay. But like definitely like one of those things. We experimented with a bunch of stuff. I mean, that's from like 2-inch days, way before Pro Tools or anything like that.
So you actually coming from splicing tape and stuff like you went 24 as well?
Yeah, I learned mixing and recording and all of that stuff from 2-inch.
Nice. So you actually, so then that could be why your musical style and influence is very acoustic in a sense, where you're coming from the analog days, where a lot of the younger people, especially in your age gap, they have no clue what a 2-inch tape looks like.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for real. I mean, I've loads of 2-inch tapes right now loaded with beats that I could drop to this day right now. But it just gives you a better appreciation of the technology that we have now. You know what I mean? A lot of people abuse it now because it's so easy, and you have producers everywhere in every corner producing and putting out music. But I mean, we understand where it's coming from. We appreciate it a lot more because of that understanding that we have.
Do you have a question for you? In your production, do you have an in-house band where you also have a live drummer which you actually put down, or do you still work on a closer electronic environment?
I mean, it's a little bit of both. Where the live music part is concerned, the stuff that I do that's live, I do them for the most part myself. I play 5 instruments: the drums, the bass, keyboard, the guitar, and the violin. So
is that something self-taught or something that you actually school yourself in?
Yeah, that's self-taught.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. Congratulations.
Yeah, man, respect. So where the live part is concerned, I basically do all of that myself, or just gather sounds, or even if I do it electronically, I'll just use the live sounds and program the same live sounds in the music. So yeah, but for the most part, I guess most of it is what you'd call electronic, whether we're using the live sounds in it or not. So.
In regards to ideas and concepts, do you have them in your head already, or do you lay down the tempo, the click track, and then you work towards it?
For the most part, it's usually just a spur of the moment type of thing. I mean, I work my best when I go in the studio with no idea at all what I'm going to do. I mean, just go in there and just vibe out, play with the sounds and stuff, and the rest is history. I mean, for the other part, sometimes I get melodies before, or whoever has the idea, or you know what I mean, the melody will just come to you sometime, and then we'll just come from there and just go in the studio and lay it out. But for the most part, it's just me being in the studio, just messing around and fooling around with stuff. That's where the hits usually come from.
You're known as a producer, and now you're also known as an artist, a performing artist. Yeah. Is that something that you had intention of doing from the beginning, or is it something that you just fell into, or you may have seen people and you like, for example, as a producer, you kind of coach them on how they should sing and how they should pitch and whatever the case. Did you see it that you could have done equal or better or whatever? What was your reasoning to come from behind the desk and in front of the microphone?
All right, well, it was a funny story. I actually started out. I started doing music at 5 years old. Actually started out as an artist.
All right.
DJ. The person that you saw came in here a while ago.
Right.
Barry Clark.
Yes.
He was one of the main persons who was recording me at that time. I had a track called School Done Rule.
At what age?
At 5.
5.
It's on iTunes right now.
You have it still?
Yeah, it's on my computer. But
All
it's
right.
on YouTube and all of that stuff. But that was like at 5. It was done for like this compilation called Reggae for Kids. It
Okay.
was like a all kids album, like young kids like myself at that time. And started from there, and it did a lot of stuff. I mean, it was released on those compilations. It was released in Africa and places like that. And then so from there, because I guess that went well. So from there we did a couple more things. We did like 14 tracks at that time.
Really?
So yeah, I mean, but I ventured into the production part of it because at that point I was more comfortable being behind the scenes. You know what I mean, and experimenting with the sounds and the whole technological part. That was my thing, really. No, more recently now,
Right.
It basically came back
Full circle.
Yeah, I mean, a bit of what you said. I mean, from showing the people and kind of instructing and guiding the persons as to what to do. I mean, and what happened is most of the times when I build tracks, I usually come up with ideas. Like most of the rhythms that I make, I usually
Right.
come up with ideas and demo them and give them to people. A lot of the tracks out there now are stuff that I demoed and give
Right.
to artists and stuff like that.
Right.
So I mean, that's kind of where that came from. I mean, we did the song. I mean, started off and did songs with Chino. Did a couple songs with Chino. Did the song with Cartel after that. And all of those were just demos, and ended up
Really?
just using them as the actual vocals and putting them out. So.
In regards to production, you play a lot of instruments.
Yeah.
What is the sweetest? What is the instrument that you play that makes you really put a lot of energy in playing it itself?
Wow, I mean, I don't think I have a favorite, a personal favorite, but I mean, in all honesty, I spend most
Something that expresses you. Like, you know, most instruments, there's no lyric to an instrument. It's an emotion. Which one, when you play, brings out that what you're trying to put out?
Well, I spend most of my time on the keyboards.
Okay.
Naturally, because I mean, that's the main thing I use in the studio. No, you know what I mean. So, I guess that's the instrument that I would say now I use to bring out all of those things that's going on in my head right now. But I mean, same thing with the drums is a mental thing when you're playing the drums and those type of thing, and same vibes with the guitar and stuff. But I spend most of my time with the keyboard, so I guess I would say the keyboard right now.
In regards to dancehall,
Yeah.
one drop, roots,
Yeah.
reggae, which one of those genres do you feel more comfortable in?
I feel comfortable doing music.
All
You know what I mean? I don't really want to put myself in a box because I'm from Jamaica to be like, he's a dancehall producer. You know what I mean? I grew up listening to a lot of different genres of music, and I mean, you can hear them now. It's kind of a melting pot of all
Right,
of
a
this stuff.
fusion.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, I don't really try to limit myself. I mean, I do a lot of stuff in my production and get criticized for it because it sounds like other genres and stuff like that. But
You know what? You get a lot of criticism for
Yeah.
it, but at the same time, like I've heard you do an interview and you mentioned the same thing about the fusion of time from ska to dancehall to rocksteady and everything else. So
Yeah.
I can understand your what you've listened to
yeah,
and what you've grown up listening to
yeah.
and what your interests are.
Yeah.
Your fusion is a natural progression.
Yeah, that's why I said really I don't really want to try to limit myself or put my career in a box.